NAC conference matchup today between Maine Maritime and the Eagles. Green Mountain College Eagles are out there. It's Brittany Holden in the circle. She's taking her warm-up pitches. She's got Emily Healy behind the plate. And the rest of that Green Mountain College defense has Christina Chamberlain at first base, Jessica Hauk playing second, the shortstop, Shanalee Casey, and at third base, Gina LaRusso. The outfield will have Katie Jablonski in center field. Your right fielder will be Karen Davidson, and Hillary Dernier will be the left fielder. And for Maine Maritime, they're going to have Megan Russell lead things off, all in the number 2 spot by Mallory Stanley. Nicole Poland will be batting number 3, and the cleanup hitter will be Kayla Higgins as we are getting set to go. A very sunny day, warm day, slight breeze blowing in, and so Russell will step in from the left-handed portion of the plate. 7 innings is what we're hoping for. We'll see. There is the mercy rule that gets close to coming into effect. I will go into detail about that pitch called a strike. And we are underway from Bowling, Vermont on Munger Vision, Green Mountain College softball action, and the bunt attempt down in the ground. It should be an 0-2 count. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Jen Heath, the head coach for Green Mountain College, and helping me get hooked up with a schedule, the roster spot to shoot from, and all set to go. And that's going to be foul back. I'm going straight back and fouled. So we'll stay with an 0-2 count. Holden, senior out there, one of the leaders, and actually in all the sports, from the basketball season right here through to the softball season. That's going to be fouled down the third baseline. Now, the last time I was here, remember, I had old batteries, and I ran out of battery power in the last out of the game. All taken care of. Went out, got 2 brand new batteries, purchased them myself. That will not be an issue today, even if they play 14 innings. That's LaRusso, bobbles, picks, fires, and nope, she's going to be safe. So we have an error over at third base that'll allow the leadoff batter to get on for Maine Maritime. Now Mallory Stanley up. She's also going to be the pitcher today. When Maine Maritime gets up, she'll show bunt, and there's the throw down, and boy, dropped the ball. It would have been a close play as far as if she would have been out or not, but it's irrelevant now as the ball was dropped. So she'll be at second base on the steal, so I like to see that now. It's going to be an aggressive base running. That's going to be a tough pitch to handle. You can see going to third base. The leadoff batter got on via the error, stole second, and now on the wild pitch, she'll be at third base. And so Russell, right in scoring position, and also you want to really tighten up that pitcher-catcher relationship here. That's going to be foul ball down the third baseline. Now you don't want any pass balls or wild pitches here to get by you. And the sunshine, like I said, is going to be a factor as far as pop-ups here today. That looks to be playable, called for, and caught. Going to tag, and the throw is going to come in, and it's going to be late, and we'll have a 1-0 Maine Maritime lead on that sacrifice fly by Stanley. That ball was caught in left field by Dernier, so Dernier will make the catch. Stanley out, and now Poland up. Nicole Poland's going to be the center fielder. And that pitch came up high and away. Holden has gotten just better and better as the season's progressed, as you would hope. As they retrieve that foul ball. They've had a rash of foul balls, so they've needed to retrieve the umpire's stockpile in his little pouch here on the side. That's up, and that's popped up, and that's going to be called for by Holden, and she'll make the grab for out number 2. So the bases will be cleared, and there'll be 2 down. And Hannah Higgins, the catcher, up now. So Green Mountain College looking to get out of this inning defensively by just surrendering that 1 run. Yeah, and she represents a lot of power because Holden just turned around and had her outfielders take a good 7 to 8 steps deeper. You can see her turn that pitch over, but it'll be a ball. Had the pleasure of talking to Holden a few weeks ago for an interview for Sports Beat, the show on Channel 15, and a very bright young lady. But she wasn't originally a pitcher. They needed a pitcher last year, and she stepped up, and, you know, she's filled the role pretty admirably. Done a good job. Of course, that one will roll to the backstop after you build them up like that. It never fails. Going to have 7 innings of college softball action for you today. It's 1-0 Maine Maritime in the white uniforms at the plate on Munger Vision with the lead. That's an unearned run that came in. Well, she had a rip at that. Rising fastball outside corner, and she let loose on it on the swing, and Higgins just fouled it straight back. The error at third base started things off here for Maine Maritime. That's going to be the shortstop. Casey up. Casey will fire, and Casey will have it. That's the inning. 1-0 going in the bottom half of the first. Green Mountain coming up to the plate. I see Maine Maritime in those white uniforms taking their warm-ups, and you're looking at the pitcher, Mallory Stanley. Kayla Higgins is her catcher. That's the battery for Maine Maritime. Hannah Siemens plays first base. Lorraine Fling is at second base. Megan Russell is your shortstop. Aisha Ross plays third base. Going to the outfield now. In left field's Dana Houghton. Center fielder Nicole Poland and Samantha Riom, 16. She is the right fielder. And Green Mountain, you'll be able to tell them at the plate. They wear those bright safety yellow helmets. Well, I've got the ultimate leadoff batter in Jablonski up there. Can swing, hit the gaps, can bunt, has great speed, knows the game well, and she's going to try to get things started here. She's going to have Holden on deck and then Davidson batting in that third spot. So Stanley looks in, gets the sign, goes into the windmill, and will be high with that pitch. There is a strong breeze blowing in from right on my back, right in. So from center field right into the catcher. So it's not really a hitter's breeze, that's for sure. It might knock down a lot of fly balls. And it'll be high again. And Jablonski showing that good patience and discipline. Knows the strike zone will be up in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. That one right there on the corner for a strike. 2-1 goes the count. I'll set the rest of that batting order up for you after Jablonski here. Can you watch your Munger Vision, Green Mountain College softball action? And that's going to be popped up and everybody running after it. And boy, at the last second, just enough communications. So Poland will get it to center fielder. Little flare just behind second base. And don't forget, you can catch all the sporting action on the internet by going to PEGTV.com. Holden's had a very good year at the plate. She's got a high batting average and gets on base quite consistently. That's going to be scooped in the dirt and picked up by Higgins. She'll send it back to Stanley. We're really just underway. We're in the bottom of the first. It's 1-0 Maine Maritime. And a day, well, you don't get much better spring days than this in good old Vermont to play in. It's either raining or cold or dark or sunny and windy and cold. So, you take your choice. Not like Legion baseball season coming up, post-31 Legion baseball up on Munger Vision coming up starting in mid-June. Those games are usually sweltering. Those are the games you usually go to and come back with a pretty decent sunburn, and your shirt weighs about 10 pounds heavier than when you started because of all the perspiration. Showed bunt, brought the bat back, and Holden will be issued the walk, and she will head down to first base. Karen Davidson and your cleanup batter, Christina Chamberlain. Husson came in yesterday and swept doubleheader from Green Mountain College, so they're looking to improve upon that fortune today. Well, I tell you what, she went down and got that. That's a great sacrifice. To throw to first, she got her Holden. As you can see, will end up at second base, and again, perfectly executed sacrifice. That's a 2 down, and Chamberlain, who's been the big RBI person this year. One of the people driving a lot of runs for Green Mountain College, standing up there and got the tying run at second. And she's going to stay at second as Higgins did a nice job of scooping up that low pitch, not allowing it to get to the backstop, which would give Holden a chance to get down to second base. That's about as wild a pitch as you can see, and that's going to send Holden to third. And the significance of that, even with 2 outs, is you get another wild pitch like that, or a pass ball, or anything like that, and you can score the run. So a wild pitch, and Holden ends up at third. Chamberlain, senior, also out there. Well, that was right in her power zone. Drop ball, and she swung over the top of it for a swinging strike. So each team has gotten a base runner on in the first inning. The difference is right now is Maine Maritime has scored their runner. And a good eye by Chamberlain and a good stop by Higgins, the catcher. New field down here. They built down at Pulteney, down behind the basketball court area. And beautiful place to come catch a game. Not a bad seat in the house. And she will draw the second walk of the inning. Now put runners at the corners. My favorite situation. First and third, you've got to send Chamberlain on the steal and see if they throw down. Maybe release Holden to come home. Healy up now. Emily Healy, the catcher. Tying a run at third base, bottom of the first. And Stanley to the plate will be high, so they're going to throw down. They do not send Chamberlain to second. They threw down to third, and Holden was back easily ahead of the throw. And so Healy, again, trying to get something she can get the bat on, put the ball in play, and put pressure on the defense to come up with the play. And that was a good pitch. They'll throw back behind the runner at first, and Chamberlain will stay at first. And so each pitcher, I'm going to work a little bit here in the first inning. And again, Chamberlain, you can see over there. They didn't throw down, they faked me out, but that was a ball outside. So Healy. Again, being patient. That's a good sign here by the Green Mountain College squad. They're not swinging at balls out of the strike zone. That could do it. That could do it. That could do it. That's going to get the game tied up. It's going to score the tying run, and it'll keep the inning alive. Runners at first and second now. So an RBI single for Healy. With that single at the middle. Now Hauk up, the second baseman Hauk. Jessica Hauk to be exact for Green Mountain College. Stanley, a little high again. When she has missed for the majority of this bottom of the first, it has been high and outside. She hasn't missed by a lot, but it has been on the strike zone. And the batters aren't chasing right now. That was a good pitch. She tickled that outside corner and got the strike call, and that'll even everything up at 1 ball, 1 strike. We got a 1-1 game in the bottom of the first. Threat still alive, 2 on out there for Green Mountain College. That time she just went pure fastball and blew it by Hauk. So Hauk with 2 strikes on her, and Casey on deck for Green Mountain College. They'll wind up the pitch, and the inning is over, but we've got a tie ball game going into the top of the second. And you're looking at Hannah Siemens and Dana Houghton and Ashley Hunt. That's the 3 to up here for Maine Maritime, and that pitch right there down the pipe, a strike by Holden. And it remains Healy and Holden, the battery for Green Mountain College. And that one dropped off too soon. She turned the wrist over, almost like screwball action, came inside and out of the strike zone, and that defense remains, like I already mentioned, the battery. But you got Chamberlain at first, Hauk at second, Casey at short, LaRusso is third, Dernier, Jablonski, and Davidson in the outfield. She went down after that drop pitch, fouled it off, and she'll be down in the count now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There has been no strikeouts recorded yet by Holden, like she did said by her own admission. She's not a strikeout pitcher. She wants to keep the ball in the strike zone, let them put the ball in play, swinging at it, and let their defense make the plays behind her. And that will miss, and I believe we have a 2-2 count now. And Holden, well, she got her to chase that time at a pitch up and out, up the ladder, now the strike zone, fouled it off, stays at 2-2. Yeah, Siemens, Houghton, and Hunt due up here in the top of the second, scheduled for 7. Oh, you see her not pull the trigger, and she'll, unofficially to me, works it to a full count. Holden likes to work at a pretty quick pace, and she'll issue the walk. Between pitches, she's not overly fast, but she's certainly not deliberate. That'll be the first walk that she has issued. And now Dana Houghton up. Now Maine Maritime last time showed you when they had people on base, they were going to be aggressive and run. The runner this time not going, very conservative lead off the bag actually, and pitch called a ball. And the outfield playing actually relatively deep. You see Jablonski's shoulder in the left corner of the viewfinder, and that'll be a ball not going again. So Holden experiencing a little bit of wildness here in the top of the second. Walked the leadoff batter and gets the strike call there. Didn't follow the throw. The runner was back safe. They flicked it down to Chamberlain at first. Green Mountain College, I tell you, it's basketball season is far away. That could be a base hit. It's going to be right through the hole and picked up and brought back to the infield by Davidson, and that'll be first and second now. This could be a high-scoring game before this one's over. It's got kind of the implications to it. Is Hunt up? And Hunt takes that first pitch, and there's about to say, I don't know where it missed to, but called it a strike. Just laid on the call, and there'll be an 0-1 count. Got a threat happening here in the top of the second for Maine Maritime. Tell you, they faked the steal, but that would have been a good pitch to run on. It was mishandled by Healy behind the plate, and they sent Siemens back to second. Oh, and Holden. I'm not sure what that pitch was, other than a loopy looking pitch, but she got the strikeout, and that's her first strikeout of the ball game. Couldn't came at a better time. Now Asia Ross up for the first time. Runners still out there with one out now. The Maine Maritime doing a lot of movement and gyrations and stuff on the base pass, but not going to the next base, not advancing. Ross, we'll look at that one come too far inside. Let's start talking about basketball season though. You know, you should really people think about CSJ and Castleton basketball, but come out here to the Eagle Dome down. So I live right in Rutland, right in the heart of the city actually. It took me just about 20 minutes to get out here, so not a long ride at all, but they have great basketball action out here. She can't get her to offer at that, so Holden, like I said, having no problem zeroing in on a consistent basis on that strike zone right now. Has the one out on the strikeout. That one right there. Couldn't have thrown that one any better. First and second, one down. We'll see what they do if the ball's on the infield. That could be dropping in, and oh, nice basket catch. They're going to throw to first, and double play. They come up. That's going to be a great job. That's a 9-3 double play on the fly ball catch. Was brought into play by Davidson, and that's going to retire the side with no runs coming in. Stays 1-1. Shanley Casey up, the shortstop for Green Mountain College. Her first at bats were bottom of the second, tied at 1. It'll be Casey, Dernier, and LaRusso due up for Jen Heath. Right back to the pitcher, Stanley. She'll make the play to first. There's one down on one pitch. Got a nice view of the game from the center field fence. There's Dernier. Try and get something happening here with one out. And double play was a fly ball and a basket catch by Davidson. We're done through to Chamberlain and made a nice stretch on the throw to make the grab and double up the runner at first base. On that outside corner, nice job. Just nicked that outside corner. That's a pitcher's pitch right there. You see Stanley with the look in, gets the sign, gets the location, and that's going to be beat foul over toward the Green Mountain bench. There, ran over to the car. I got my breath back now. Funny sight to see me run, an old guy like me hobbling. But I got my other jacket, a little breezy out here. Took something off the ball, and that's going to drop in and be played by Maine Maritime, but it's a base hit. As that was Rayum coming up with the ball. Now LaRusso then the top of the order, Jablonski. There's Green Mountain College at the plate on their home turf on Munger Vision. Good scoop. Runner has to stay, and that scoop was made by Higgins, Kayla Higgins, the catcher. Oh, Maine Maritime, that's a long ride to get the pony, let me tell you. Foul, straight back, big swing by LaRusso. Dernier at first after that single. So LaRusso, the third baseman, stands in, all set, and that's going to be through the 5-hole. And oh, the runner did not go. Well, I got to tell you, that was a golden opportunity to move up right there at base. So 2-1 the count. The windup from Stanley, the windmill, the pitch, the release, she held up on it. The runner stayed at first. Same defense out there for Maritime. Siemens at first, Fling at second, Russell at short, and Ross at third. High and out of the strike zone. That'll be a walk. That'll push the runner down to second, and each pitcher, second inning, is issued a walk. Jablonski flied out to center field her first time up. The catch was made by Poland, Nicole Poland. So a little bit of a pickle here for Stanley, the pitcher, Mallory Stanley. And first and second, just the one out. Looking small ball, and yeah, it's going to be fouled down the third baseline. I like it. I like the call a lot. Jablonski, awful hard burst and throw it at first. When she drops a bunt like that down the third baseman, was even with the bag, actually. She's taking several steps in now on the corner. Here's Jablonski. Same thing, better results. Just went foul. That thing must have just been inches foul. So they're going to have a chat over this. I'm not sure over what. But the umpires have gotten together. Jablonski standing at first. Okay, so they're going to check it out and say it was a foul ball. Okay, so a foul ball called, and Jablonski will get up there with 2 strikes on her now. Now that doesn't necessarily mean they automatically take that bunt off. In the old days it was automatic. Nowadays coaches have gotten a little more riskier. So she's swinging away. That's as good as a bunt. That's as good as a bunt, and that's a tough play. They just did get her. Just did get her for the second out. But holding up with runners at second and third, and a chance to give her team the lead. And Holden walked and scored back in the first inning. We're in the second, got a 1-1 game. Maine Maritime in the field defensively, Green Mountain at the plate. And trying to do something about that tie is Brittany Holden, the pitcher. One of the star players for Green Mountain College. Noontime starting. The crowd's starting to fill in nicely now. It's hard to get a college student out of bed before noon. That pitch, she took it right down the pipe for a strike. No doubt about that one. And so everybody focused on the pitch. That's playable. That's going to be taken and dropped. They had communicated, and just 1 run coming in, 2 runs coming in. On a fly ball between the fielders, they were talking like they had it under control. As it was Poland and Rayum came in after making the call and misplayed the ball. And now Karen Davidson at the plate, looking at that pitch. So it becomes 3-1 on that misplayed fly ball by Rayum. caught at first in the inning, but Green Mountain College will grab the lead as we go to the top of the third from Poultney, Vermont. Samantha Reum up to start things off here in the third inning for Maine Maritime. She made the error that allowed the 2 runs to score. She got a chance right here to atone for it, and she'll drop down the bunt. Holden will pick it up, throw to first, and got her. Or did they say Chamberlain dropped the ball on the play? Yep. She'd extended full splits, got the stretch, and didn't handle the throw. So they'll put Reum on with Fling up now. So Fling represents the number 9 spot in the order. Foul ball. And actually, I want to check my top of the order, Russell up. I'm sorry about that. Fling is the flex player. And I couldn't read my writing to tell you the truth, so I have Russell up. She reached on an error and scored the lone run for Maine Maritime back in the top of the first. We're in the third, moving right along, and she hammered that one foul. Trying to bunt a rise ball. Tough pitch to bunt. And so Holden up in the count. We'll step back in that circle. And Brittany Holden's had quite the athletic career at Green Mountain College. That's going to be a foul ball. Down the third baseline, out of play. And picked back up by Dernier and brought in that's going to be foul down the first baseline. So she's getting some good pitches to swing at, and she's staying alive with those 2 strikes. Nice defensive swing. Yeah, just go to the Green Mountain College website. They give you information on all their sporting events, and a great place to come over and catch any kind of sporting event. And boy, she took something off that. That's going to be a rip down the line at third. I tell you what, she turned on that pitch. It kind of hung up there. I don't think it was a changeup, but certainly changed of pace on it. So that single, coupled with that error, has runners at first and second, nobody down. Stanley up. See if she likes to try to bunt her over. She will lay off that high pitch. Never showed like she was going to turn and bunt. Square and bunt. That's a good job of deception if she is going to bunt. A lot of times the batter will tip it off too soon. No, she's definitely was swinging away on that. And Holden taking a little walk around the circle after throwing 2 high pitches, both called balls. Oh, that's going to be through the hole at short, picked up by Jablonski, and she's daring her. She's got a gun. She wanted her to run, so she could try to throw her out at home base. So 2 singles and an error, and boy, I tell you what, bases are juiced for the number 3 hitter, Nicole Poland up. And even bigger, nobody out. Good arms in the outfield out here for Green Mountain College. The makings of a big inning. Healy will keep the ball in play. It was a low pitch. Ball 1. So Holden and Green Mountain College with that 3-1 lead, and that's kind of hanging in the balance right now as bases loaded. Maine Maritime players everywhere. And that's to the backstop. She's going to go, and she's going to make it. Yep. So on that wild pitch, the second run will come in. Yeah, so sloppy inning right now for Green Mountain College. 3-2 the score, and that pitch right there for a strike. Now that takes away, well, you can always turn a double play. It just takes away the conventional double play with that. Runners moving up to second and third, and boy, just turned the ball over again and missed inside, and behind in the count. I already mentioned the American Legion Post 31 baseball action coming up this summer for Munger Vision viewers. That's going to be a strike right there. Got a full count. Also has some Proctor Little League games coming to you through starting in June. Well, she got a piece of that, and foul, just yanked it. I mean, overpowered the pitch and just gave it a ride down the third baseline, but foul. Dernier recovers the long foul ball and brings it back into play. That'll be to the backstop, and another run. Tying run's going to come in. Yeah, and somebody's got to get on the bag. So a sloppy inning here for Green Mountain College has allowed the game to get tied up. Walk and error, a couple wild pitches. Higgins up now with still nobody out. 3-3 the score. Again, they'll take that, they'll shift for the left-handed hitter like she can pull the ball, but they've also backed way up. There goes the runner, and they have the cutoff play. See where Casey, the shortstop, came in, cut it off. In case the person at third base release, which is Stanley. Poland's at second. Higgins at the plate. And right now, Green Mountain College is trying to find that first out of the inning. We're in the third, tied at 3. And she's turning that ball over, but it's sailing to the outside on her. Well, to the left-handed pitcher, it'll be sailing to the outside. To the right-handed pitcher, obviously be coming down and into you. And you know, fade outside on her. So the senior Holden, usually a very good ratio of walks to hits. Just having a wild first game here. This is the top half of a double header. I'm only going to be here for game number 1. Got a family function to go to in the second game here, so I won't be able to stay for the second game. That's to the backstop. They're coming in, and she's going to be safe. So they have scored. Yeah, and they're going to get second base as Higgins will go down to second. As Poland goes to third. And those have all been unearned runs. As Siemens up now, still nobody out. 4-3, Maine taking the lead after they led 1-0. Game got tied 1-1 going into the second. 2 runs for Green Mountain College. They had a 3-1 lead. Now with the 3 runs scored here, they have a 4-3 deficit. And that pitch had a lot of pop on it, but exploded up high and out of the strike zone. Holden, hurl, strike. She's just trying to find that consistency right now. She's got runners at second and third, and like I said, the big stat right now, nobody out. Chance for Casey. She's got the one play at first and gets it. Run will come in. Runner will stay at second, and Higgins, the run comes across the plate, and the runner's out at first. So Higgins goes to third. Siemens will ground out. Nice play by Casey. Now Houghton up. And Houghton watches that pitch paint to the outside corner. Houghton had a single back in the second. This is her second time up today. And boy, I tell you what, she missed that by a mile. Throw to third and safe. Yeah, she dropped the ball over there. Would have been a close play. I don't know if they actually would have had her out, but she will steal third base. And I'll tell you what, she couldn't have got a better spot to get her second strikeout than right there on the drop ball. Yeah, so the 8th batter to come to the plate is Hunt. She struck out. They're now 2 down. Check swing foul out of play. And so Holden has given up 4 runs this inning. That's a 5-3 lead for Maine Maritime. That's playable. And that's going to be caught. That's the inning, but they do pick up enough runs to take the lead. I have it unofficially at 5-3, Maine Maritime over Green Mountain College. Christina Chamberlain, the first baseman, first to come to the plate here in the bottom of the third. And it is 5-3, Maine Maritime with the lead. Going to be looking at Chamberlain, Healy, and Hauk due up for Green Mountain College. And boy, swung at that one, broke outside sharply. Chamberlain walked back in the first inning. That was her only plate appearance. And Been some long innings for the pitchers. That will be a ball too low, and Chamberlain, good hitter up there, and obviously batting from the right side. And she's got a line drive, snagged it short by Russell, Megan Russell, right on that play. And she hit it hard, but right at someone, and it'll be the first out. And now Healy up, she had a single. So she's 1 for 1 today. She's about to become 2 for 2. That's going to bounce and not make the gap. Will be cut off by Poland. She'll bring it in a second, and Healy will stop at first base. So Healy having a 2 for 2 day. Now Houck up. She struck out back in the first. See if they get aggressive with Healy at first base as far as running the ball, running the bases. That's popped up. That's coming into center field, and the wind will knock it down. Poland will make the basket catch. She will have the out, and it'll be 2 down now. That time they had all kinds of communications in the infield talking to each other. Casey up. She grounded out to the pitcher, Stanley. So she had a 1-3 ground out. And she'll look at strike 1. So if line out to the shortstop, a single by Healy, then a fly out to center field, and that's how we've come to where we are right now. Off the fist and foul out a player with the backstop, and it'll be a strike to Casey. Dernier on deck in case they can extend the inning to another batter. So the shortstop, again, she's playing a position she hadn't played before. Good stop by Higgins behind the plate, and the runner will stay at first base. Healy with good speed over there at first base, but right now hasn't been greenlit. And I believe that's going to sail out of play. It will be out of play, and they overthrow the pitcher on a throwback. That's a live ball, and picked up and brought back in by Fling. No damage done. Has some West Rutland softball action coming up for you. Weather permitting, of course. West Rutland going to have a fun season over there with the West Side girls. A good athletic group over there. Coached by Paul Dunches. We'll be going back to Proctor. Coach Darren Carter's Phantoms. They're going to be a team to be reckoned with in that Division 4. That pitch missed, so Green Mountain College trying to get a 2-out rally going here in the third. And she'll lay out that pitch, and that'll be a walk, and it's a good eye by Casey. Now will force Healy down to second base. Now Dernier up, she singled and scored a run. Her only time up. She got a chance. That's going to be a tough play. That's going to be a tough play. Bases loaded. They bring the ball back to the circle. And all this is happening now with the 2 down. I mean, I'm unofficial, but I think you'd have to give the error to Fling at second. And now LaRusso up. LaRusso, the third baseman. Timely hit here. Could tie this game up. Oh, she tipped off. She showed bunt. She brought the bat back, and I don't think they're going to call that a strike. Pitch was out of the strike zone. LaRusso walked and scored back in the second. Big spot right here for her. Good eye right there. She laid off that pitch. Eagles juicing the bases with 2 down here in the bottom of the third. Stanley will miss outside and waiting for the umpire. I believe it's a 3-0 count. Well, let's see what happens here. Pitch on the way. That's going to be playable. That will end the threat. We'll leave them loaded. We'll have a 5-3 lead for Maine going into the 4th inning. Ross leading off here for Maine Maritime. Now, Holden had a wild 3rd inning. She wants to avoid that here in the 4th. Remember that too. Put a bookmark in the bottom of the 3rd. Eagles had the bases loaded, didn't capitalize, didn't bring a run in. 1-1 the count, and Holden working at a pretty quick pace, and that's going to be a foul ball picked up by LaRusso, and she'll bring the ball back into the circle. 1-2 the count. Holden does have 2 strikeouts in the ball game. Boy, right there, almost got her to commit to it. Smart pitching up in the count like that. Why throw a meatball down the center of the plate? She just brought a little bit out of the strike zone and almost got the batter to go for it. Got her for the 3rd strikeout of the ball game. Good looking pitch right there by Brittany. She'll retire that leadoff batter. Now Sam Rioma, she reached on an error and scored one of the 4 runs in that 3rd inning for Maine Maritime. She'll small ball it, Holden all over it. She'll make the throw and got her. Holden fields her position extremely well. She's looking for a 1-2-3 inning. So Megan Russell, who scored 2 runs today, top of the order, up at the plate in the 4th with 2 down for Maine Maritime. That's a great pitch. That's a pitcher's pitch right there, my friend. It'll be in there for a strike. She'll roll that one in, and it'll be a 1-1 count now. The Eagles held a 3-1 lead very briefly. Have more MSJ baseball coming up for you also. I don't know, will they get to it? That's going to be out of play. But yeah, I got MSJ baseball, Proctor baseball, West Rutland softball. Probably my final Green Mountain College softball game here. There is a game left with Castleton College, but I got a conflict with another event that day. Got more Mill River softball action. So the Bougiani AAU Thunderbird tournament coming up. I'll have several games from that for you. And of course, always sports beat to watch. Foul ball. Just in case you're not quite sick enough of Munger Vision, I can bring you a sports beat Mondays at 4:30 in the afternoon, Tuesdays at 5:30 in the afternoon, and Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Episode 371 coming up is talking to the Bougiani coaching staff about their upcoming tournament. Casey bobbles, Casey looks, Casey will hold it. Yeah, it's going to be an error on Casey. Yeah, and she charged the ball too, so she did everything to come up with it. It happens. So Stanley up, she has flied out to the left and singled and scored. So the pitcher Stanley has helped her cause out here today. Good stop by Healy. She'll throw behind the runner at first. She'll dive back and be safe. As Russell over at first base with 2 down now. That's a base hit. That's going to be extra bases. Dernier getting there, and they're going to wave her home, and she's going to come in without a throw with the game's 6th run, and that happens after 2 outs. That becomes a RBI double for Stanley. That's an unearned run, though, I believe, because it was the error that scored. Now Poland up. She scored the last inning, so it goes 6-3, Maine Maritime. So yeah, I mean, walks and errors will get you every time. And that has happened here to Green Mountain College, enrolling a 4 scheduled for 7. That's foul down in the Green Mountain College bench. I came over this winter into the Green Mountain College basketball game, and again, great atmosphere over here. Well accommodated by the coach, Jen Heath. As I stated earlier, I came over and did an interview with senior Brittany Holden, an outstanding young lady to talk to. A lot happening. It's kind of the forgotten college, with Castleton spending all those millions and millions and millions, really making their campus extremely nice. And then, of course, they have the big buzz about their football program. But, you know, don't forget Green Mountain College over here. Oh, that's a lifted shot. Dernier. Ball. She was circling in on it, and it did go foul, and that was a good play. And I'll just stay with 2 strikes in the count. Runners at second and third, 2 down. That pitch will miss. So that's Mallory. Stanley at second. That's going to be a base. That's going to be through the legs of the third baseman. And they're going to have a double on the play. So yeah, again, this is 2-out magic going on here. Yeah, and Higgins up. Yeah, I gotta wait and check too because I just double check. My book's always unofficial. That's a wild pitch. They're gonna go home and they're gonna score again. Backed up nicely by LaRusso with Casey covering. So a wild pitch allows another run to come in. Going to third is Poland. And Higgins there. He's got 2 runs in this inning. Goes 7-3. Again, she'll miss outside, and that's been basically the spot she's been letting the pitch sail away from her. A lot of that's just release points early. That's a great pitch. That's a great pitch right there by Holden. Standing down at third base is Poland. That's going to come out to Jablonski. She'll glide in, make the grab, and that's the inning, but they will pick up 2 more runs and they'll have a 7-3 lead over Green Mountain College. Top of the order, Jablonski up, and it is official, 7-3 the score. Maine Maritime with the lead. Stanley's first pitch is going to be hit, and that's fair ball. That's a fair ball, and Jablonski's going to turn it into a double. She'll turn the speed on it and get in there standing up. And boy, just what Green Mountain College needed. They get the base leadoff batter on, more than on. She's on second base with nobody out. Now Holden up. She has walked and reached on an error. The mercy rule in college is if you're down by 8 runs or more, and you've had 5 full at-bats, then the game is called for the mercy rule. That's 7-3. You're only halfway there, but you want to start making a run into the game right now. Each inning, you're not matching the runs here. She tried to bunt, popped up, almost caught, foul territory, just a strike. Holden will go back. Jablonski stays at second. On deck will be the number 3 hitter, Karen Davidson. Again, a sunny day, but a very breezy day. Temperature creeping up near 52 right now. That pitch had a lot of pop on it, but it missed high. Had good velocity. Stanley's looked pretty decent out there pitching, actually. There have been a couple errors that have hurt her. Again, took something off that pitch. He kind of floated in, and Holden with that good discipline, knowing the strike zone, did not commit to it, and it'll be a ball. Hope you enjoyed all the softball and baseball action being brought to you by Munger Vision this springtime season. Oh, it's going to be playable on the infield. Yeah, taking it first, runner can't advance, and Holden reached for a pitch on that outside corner and popped it up down the first baseline. So it is Davidson, then Chamberlain with 1 down now. It'd be awful shame to waste that leadoff double by Jablonski. But in the 7-inning game, we're already in the 4th. Those innings and outs are starting to dwindle away on Green Mountain College. That's going to get the runner over to third, and they got to make a quick throw to first. And yeah, that's good hustle. Davidson with a good burst of speed down the line will beat the throw out and have an infield single. Oh, and you know what I'm going to say because I'm repetitive, but First and third, perfect opportunity to make something happen by sending the runner from first on a steal to second, see if they'll actually throw down to second. At that point, you can determine whether or not you're going to release the runner at third. Jablonski with decent speed down at third base. So big moment in the ball game for Green Mountain College. Don't forget they left the bases loaded last inning without scoring a run. Higgins has done a magnificent job behind the plate for Maine Maritime. Well, yet another low scoop of a wild, well, potentially wild pitch right there, so the runner could not score. Those catchers never get enough credit, I'll tell you. They're usually the best athletes on the field. And Stanley that time, again, floated that one in there, came up high. First and third, one down. Green Mountain College down 7-3. We're in the bottom of the fourth, moving right along on Munger Vision. Shows bunt, pulled the bat back, was not a slap play, took a strike. Chamberlain with a long look down at Coach Heath down at third base. Coach Heath, Jen Heath, done a great job here with this softball program. Now another good pitch at the knee, a drop ball, and 2 strikes now on Chamberlain. Well, got to be a tough 2-strike hitter. Off the fist, slice, it's going to be foul, yeah. It was fading, and it was foul, and it was a thud of a swing. You could hear it off the bat, went off the fist area. I have coming up this later date this week, I have Otter Valley Mill River girls softball action. Always a good rivalry. Oh, she got the piece of that, and what a great catch. What a great catch. Jablonski did not score on the play. And man, I'll tell you what, Houghton with a highlight catch right there. That was a heck of a catch by Dana Houghton. Hey, she didn't catch that. They clears the bases. That's a huge play. That's going to roll in for a ball. Healy up. Healy has 2 singles today. And boy, she'd love to get a 3rd single right here. Keep this inning alive and push a run in. Stanley. I had to wait because that looked like it could have gone either way, and they'll call that a ball. Healy the catcher for Green Mountain College. Good pitch there. Yeah. They're a little caught off guard with that drop pitch from Stanley. It's been a very effective pitch for her. And I don't know what she's throwing there, if that's a changeup, an attempt at a changeup, whatever, but it does float up and out of the strike zone. But again, Houghton with the great play to rob at least a single away from Green Mountain College. And that will put her at 2 strikes in the count now. Healy will step out, take a couple extra swings, look down to Coach Heath, get back in the box. 2 down, 2 on, bottom of the 4th, 7-3 the score. Maine Maritime with the lead. And got her to go after a bad pitch out of the strike zone. That's the inning. They'll strand 2 on a great defensive play by Dana Houghton. They have kept them scoreless here. Well, Green Mountain College here in the 5th, defensively, really got to shut down Maine Maritime. Oh, that's going to be in the gap. That's going to roll to the fence. She's going to come into second base and stand up with a double, leadoff double to the right center field gap for Siemens. Well, just reinforces what I said with Houghton up now. She made a great catch in left field. But they're down 7-3 in the 5th, scheduled for 7, and having a problem getting the timely hit when they need it. They've had runners on base, Green Mountain College has, but they have not got the key hit at the right time. And right now, getting late in the ball game, they need some defensive stops. Good catch by Healy behind the plate, and runner will not move up. She'll go back, and Siemens will tag up at second base. As Houghton then Hunt. That should be playable. Nope, it's going to go too far out of play. High fly ball ends up being more behind the bench area. And Holden has had moments of being really sharp, and then moments where she just can't zero back in on that strike zone. That'll miss right there for a ball. Oh, that's going to be past Casey at short. They'll pick the ball up and hold the runner to third, but again, first and third, nobody down, and trouble brewing for Green Mountain College here. Two hard hit balls by the first two batters here. And now Hunt up. She's 0 for 2 today. She has struck out and flied out to second base. Showed bunt, brought it back. Runner goes to second, uncontested. And put runners at second and third. So Holden, with 3 strikeouts in the ball game, brought the rise ball to the table there and got it right by Hunt. Ross is on deck, and then Riom due up. Getting good pop on the ball, but it sailed inside and jammed the hitter, and it'll be a ball. So Brittany Holden will come outside with that. It'll be in the dirt. And Healy got a glove on it and knocked it down, and we've already seen 3 or 4 runs score on wild pitches. Holden looks, targets inside, pitches inside, and that's going to be a dribbler down the line. And foul. LaRusso will pick it up in foul territory. So the runners will head back to second and third, and again, there is nobody out. It is 7-3. Maine Maritime already with the lead in the 5th. Came back in low and didn't get the call, and a good stop by Healy. Again, if you look, it's been that top of the order that's done the damage to this point in the game for Maine Maritime. That's going to load them up. We're going to have the bases juiced, which means, well, that's not good for Green Mountain, but it does mean there's a force out at any play. Now Asia Ross up. So big moment in the ball game. Nobody out. Nobody out, and the base is loaded for Maine Maritime. I think Jablonski in center field got a very strong and accurate arm. That'll miss. It'll be a 1-1 count. Got to put the ball into play, though. You cannot field a walk. That's going to be down to short. She's going to go home for the force out. And no, they will not get the out. The run will score, and they did not get the out. On a play like that, Casey's got to charge hard on the ball. She kind of stayed back on the ball, and that made it just enough in the play. So not only does the run score, but they don't get the out. Now Riom up. She's reached on an error and scored, and then she grounded out to Holden, the pitcher. And that big inning still alive. 1 run in, bases loaded, nobody down. 8-3, Maine Maritime. And that might have been a foul tip. It's definitely a strike, obviously, but I think I heard the nick of the bat. In any event, it is a strike to Riom. Foul down the third baseline. So she'll have her with 2 strikes right now. Like I said, 3 strikeouts in the ball game, and boy, would she love to ring up number 4 right here. Dernier got a late start, going to miss it, yeah. 1 run coming in, base is still juiced. They'll bring the ball to the circle. You know what I think happened here? She just couldn't pick it up in the sun. She's looking right in to the brilliant sunshine right now. So Russell up, still nobody out, 2 runs in, making it 9-3. Foul ball. So they're getting into that area of that mercy rule. They would get another at bat, Green Mountain College would. But at 9-3, that leads at 6. More importantly, there's nobody out in the bases loaded for Maine Maritime. And it has, quite frankly, the Green Mountain College has been their own worst enemies today with walks and errors and just misplayed balls. But this is far from over right now. That's up the middle. Jablonski will get the ball, and again, they're just pecking away one run at a time here. That was a hard shot right up the middle. Avoided the glove of holding the pitcher. As Hunt will score. Now Stanley up. She's already scored 2 runs herself today, Stanley has. And Coach Heath is going to come out and have a chat with her group in the center circle, pitcher circle. And at 10-3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10-3 the score. Again, it is bad news when you're playing defense and the bases are loaded. The good news is you got to force out at any base, and actually the combinations to create a double play go way up. So right now they need to get an out somehow or a double play somehow. So the meeting was brief, it's broken up, and now we are set for Mallory Stanley, the pitcher of record here. Pitcher going into the 5th inning for Maine Maritime at the plate, and base is still loaded, still nobody down. And there's a strike. Yeah, I don't get the feeling they're going to replace Holden in the circle yet. Strike 2. She went up the ladder on that one and got her chopping wood. So with an 0-2 count, she got her on the changeup. Strikeout number 4, and I tell you what, that was the changeup. Now Poland up, she becomes the 8th batter to come to the plate. And she has flied out, walked, and singled, and she has scored a run. Again, base is still loaded, far from being out of this jam. Oh, that's a shot. Foul. Way foul. She got around and pulled that one. Well, it was a high inside pitch, and she was able to turn on it, and she extended those arms and drove that ball a long distance. That one she straightened out. That's going to be foul by inches. Tell you what, it was foul, but it was quite a shot down that 3rd baseline. 2 strikes now on Poland. The center fielders played very well out here defensively and also at the plate. And that is going to be not far enough away from the catcher to allow the runner to come home. So that'll just be a ball in dirt, and Healy able to recover it and no damage done. Holden with 4 strikeouts in the ballgame, 1 in this inning. That's the only out recorded so far. That could be a base. Yeah, it's going to come up with Jablonski. Again, they're just going to 1-run it. So I just want to catch up as Ross will score the 4th run of the inning. Poland will go to first, and Higgins up as she represents the 9th batter to come to the plate this inning. As it goes 11-3, and that is the 8 runs, and that means Green Mountain College has got to come up in the bottom of the 5th, facing the possibility of the game shortened because of the mercy rule. That'll sail outside. Again, that's been where she's missed when she's missed, and I don't think she's been very happy with the strike zone out there. Just by her reaction. That's just speculation on my part. Tell you what, she brought the ball inside and it looked just like a drop pitch, and she just got it to tickle that corner, and we'll get the strike call. Higgins, a lot of power right now at the plate. Like that pitch. She swung pretty good at it and fouled it straight back. Siemens on deck. She got this whole inning started off with a double. 11-3, Maine Maritime. Yeah, nobody going on that one. That pitch got away and rolled to the backstop. Healy got there and then flicked it out to Holden. It covered the bag, and everybody stayed put on base. And so Higgins looking for a pitch she can drive. And that walk will force in the 5th run of the inning. Makes it 12-3. And there is no 10 batter count or anything like that, or 10 batter rule. I did a game, Proctor West Rutland Boys baseball, earlier this week. Proctor, in the 2nd inning of that game, sent 29 people to the plate. I had never done any baseball or softball game where they had sent 29 people to the plate. Holden, you can tell by her body language, very upset with herself. And boy, she is, yeah, they got her in a pickle play. And she dropped the ball. They think she might have been out, but they dropped the ball on the collision coming back to the bag. And after all that scrambling around, it's just going to be runner safe right where she originated from. That's Russell that dove back. So we get set now. Taking all the way with that 3-ball count will be Siemens, and she'll take a strike right there. That's playable? No, that's going to be out of play for strike 2. So that will be a foul ball strike. There is the 1 down in the inning. Been a big one. 2, 4, 5 runs have come in already for Maine Maritime. An opportunity for a lot more. That'll be out of play. So we'll stay with 2 strikes. Holden taking a little walk in the circle, trying to compose herself. That's beat foul down the 3rd baseline. Good battle here between Siemens and Higgin, and Holden, the pitcher. Seaman, the batter. Jablonski calls for it and got called off. Davidson will take it, and they're going to send the runner, and she's going to be home and safe. Runners move up to 2nd and 3rd on the throw. Another run comes in. Russell will score. Finally, the 2nd out. Now Houghton up. She had a single in this inning and scored a run. Again, in the earlier innings, Green Mountain College left a lot of people on base, couldn't pick them up, and that's kind of adding to their woes. All good fastball. She just reared back and fired that thing. That was strike 1, overpowered the batter. 6 runs in, 13-3. Oh, that's a shot. Nice catch. Oh, Dernier with the grab that'll end the inning, but Green Mountain College, a lot of work to do here in the bottom of the 5th. Houck at the plate, and Green Mountain need to score 3 runs to prolong the game to the 6th inning. They're down 13-3. If they can get 3 runs, they'll make it 13-6, and they'd be below that 8-run minimum. And that pitch from Stanley in there, and Stanley's pitch just a good ball game, not an overpowering ball game. Green Mountain, like I said, they've had runners on base, they've had the bases loaded, and they just haven't gotten the big hit when they need it. That's going to be down to short. Russell got her. That's a 6-3 ground out to start things off here in the 5th as Russell to Siemens for the out. And Casey grounded out to the pitcher and walked so far today. The Chantilly Casey will watch that one roll across the plate for a ball. That defense has stayed the same throughout the ball game for Maine Maritime, and I'll set it for you after this pitch. That's off the end of the bat and foul. Yeah, Ross is at second, Russell at short, Ross is at third, Russell at short, Fling at second, Siemens at first, Higgins the catcher, Stanley the pitcher, Rayon, Poland, and Houghton the outfield. And a good eye there, and that'll be another ball in the dirt. Casey, set, pitch on the way from Stanley, and she'll swing through it for a strike. Again, Green Mountain College with a young team this year, very inexperienced team. And it's going to roll to the backstop for an obvious ball. So Mallory, Stanley, looks, got the target, into the windup. Just did miss. Ball four. Tell you what, that's a tough pitch to take with two strikes on you, but she worked it to her advantage. Now Dernier up. Dernier made that nice running catch to end the top half of this inning. Dernier will pound it. Oh, what a scoop and the throw, and it's going to pull her off the bag. Yeah, they just missed a double play right there. And tell you what, I thought it was a base hit, and then Russell with a great play showed you her range. So 2 down now, and LaRusso up, and she represents the last opportunity for Green Mountain College. And she will take a strike. Top of the order on deck in Jablonski if they can push it to one more batter. They said they need 3 runs to prolong this to another inning. That's a number foul. Just a little dinker of a ball hit down the third baseline. So LaRusso set. Came in high, let her high, didn't get the call. Been a very consistent strike zone today in this first ball game. Right off the end of the bat and foul. So down to her final strike with a runner at first. And LaRusso with that 1-2 count. Mercy rule into effect here, 13-3. Maine Maritime with the lead. And that'll be a ball. She overthrew, actually, the pitch right there. Everybody up and set on the pitch. And that's the ball game. She'll get her swinging for strike 3. So Maine Maritime's going to win this first game of a doubleheader, 13-3 in a 5-inning Mercy rule game. And I'll tell you, it was they had some big hits, Maine Maritime did. They made some solid defensive plays. And on the other side of the coin, Green Mountain College had some opportunities early in the ball game, just could never get the hit when they needed it. But also, Wax Nares got the best of them. So they'll come back out, get ready for the second game of the doubleheader. Hope you've enjoyed this softball action from Poultney, Vermont, from Green Mountain College. Get out there and support your student athletes. Always watch Munger Vision, and I'll see you with more action down the road.